Welcome to Chabad of Yorktown's 5th anniversary dinner. Join me and say l'chaim to our esteemed guests of honor and their families, as well as to each and every one of you. May God grant each and every one of you health, happiness, and success, and may you be blessed with the ability to continue being on the giving end for many long years to come. L'chaim. We come together to celebrate our accomplishments of the past years, to thank all of our supporters, and to pay tribute to tonight's dear honorees. At the same time, we commit ourselves to the future with greater ambition and with renewed energy. Through our work, we have been fortunate to build so many beautiful relationships with people and have truly seen the potential of each individual. In the very first chapter of Genesis, the Torah tells us of the creation of the entire world, including the creation of man. Unlike other species who were created in groups, man was created as a single being, just Adam alone. The rabbis teach us that this was done to demonstrate the power and strength of each individual person. Each human being carries a divine spark in his or her heart, which empowers them to attain fulfillment of the highest order. And how is this accomplished? By doing what Adam did. He called upon and rallied all creatures in the world to recognize the sovereignty of the Creator with the cry, "Come, let us prostrate ourselves, let us bow down and kneel before God our Maker." For it is through committing to live according to the God-given values found in the Torah that human beings can lead the holiest and most worthwhile lives possible. The Rebbe once said, "The world is not a jungle. The world is God's garden. But for a garden to produce good fruit, one must work particularly hard. It takes toll and time." This is the objective of Chabad. And it is in this work that we so strongly rely on friends and supporters like yourselves. The activities of Chabad reach across the board and are not limited to any particular situation, but rather, all of our work is geared towards uplifting, enhancing, helping, and providing others with physical and spiritual nourishment. Each of our social, humanitarian, and religious activities are aimed at cultivating values such as community peace, caring for the needs of others, and helping people build their relationship with God. One individual in this room has certainly demonstrated the positive change even one person can affect. Supervisor Grace has worked tirelessly to improve the quality of life of Yorktown. Mr. Grace has many accomplishments under his belt, among them 16 years of service as town attorney and the successful law practice of Grace and Grace. The practice has earned the prestigious award for obtaining multi-million-dollar verdicts in a wide variety of cases. And how many of you knew of the supervisor's avid interest in classic cars? It is a great honor to call upon Supervisor Michael Grace to receive the Public Service Award.
I tell you, this is a very funny position for me to be in. Usually on the other end of this, but it'll stick eventually. But I'm going to say, this is the first time I've ever been honored, so it's an honor. And I will always remember it, and I think it will be, one of the highlights of my life. To me, what's particularly sweet about it is the friendship I had with the Rabbi Haber from when I started when you basically started as well, and he came into my office, and he's such a warm and wonderful man, and we hit it off so well, and to me personally, there's really nothing more important than faith. With faith, you can accomplish anything and withstand all sorts of adversities. And for me, every day I deduct all the stones that come my way. It helps a lot, but it's particularly special for me tonight because it actually allows me to do something and it gives me an opportunity of something I've never been able to do. And that's to acknowledge my mommy. And why is that important to me? I am a practicing Catholic, and my faith is extremely important to me because it helps me persevere and survive what life has to hand out to you. And you know, understanding that we all have the divinity in us and that we rely on that recognition from, and it's the most important thing, that if all the world would recognize that we are really within us dwells the divine, we would have peace because we would have that mutual respect. And my sense of faith has always come from my parents. My father, who was an English professor at Fordham and a scholar in Milton and Shakespeare, and wrote for the Cardinals. But my mother exemplifies the strength that you need to have faith. She's one tough cookie. She can still give me a whooping at 93, and but she's tough because you know she survived the one big horror, which was the Holocaust. She was a refugee on the kinder transport at 16 years of age with her younger sister and brother. And we were just talking earlier about how she sometimes recounts the story of that with such beautiful innocence, not knowing the horror that was there. And it's something that we all have to understand, is that evil lurks in complacency, and we have to have courage, and the faith is so important to have that courage. And I just want to shortly thank, I'm running out of time, but I want to thank, what so impresses me about Rabbi Heber is that I love and am impressed and awed by his evangelistic approach to his faith. And it is so important in everything that we do. So on behalf of the town, I appreciate everything that you do. And just a quick shout out to my beautiful assistant who helps me accomplish what I need to accomplish at the town, and my fellow board members, Tom, Greg, and Ed.
Thank you. Dr. Morris Moshe Tzvi Glassman is a talented ophthalmologist whose dedication, talents, and skills have improved the lives of many. He's a graduate of many hallowed institutions of education, among them Yeshiva of Flatbush, University of Pennsylvania, NYU School of Medicine, and Einstein Montefiore. Like Maimonides, the most renowned of the Jewish medieval scholars, Dr. Glassman's life is a wonderful combination of the practice of medicine and the practice of Torah. He has studied the entire Talmud, among many other works, Jewish works. And I have the privilege of studying with him on a weekly basis. We have studied the entire book of Tanya together, as well as parts of the Talmud and Kabbalah. A proud Jew, Dr. Glassman keeps his office closed on Jewish holidays and has maintained his commitment to Judaism throughout all stages of life. It is my honor to call upon Dr. Morris Glassman to receive the Maimonides Physician Award.
Video.
Of course.
Video, okay. What? I wish to thank Rabbi Heber and therefore Chabad of Yorktown for this truly surprising honor. I try to take my Judaism seriously. Many years ago, I undertook the massive task of learning about the fundamentals of our heritage as Jews. Among the books I undertook to study was the Talmud, every page. There are 2,711 pages to be exact. Each page has 2 sides and about 4 additional pages of commentary. I joined a very large number of people throughout the world in this endeavor, called Daf Yomi. We all began this remarkable discipline and journey, studying 1 page a day, and ending 7.5 years later, celebrating with a huge siyum of mostly black hats at Citi Field. I was cheered on by wonderful friends and by my very tolerant and marvelous wife, Carol, who at times, then and now, wondered if I'm very crazy or only a little crazy. It was a short time thereafter that I met Rabbi Heber and began a chavrusa studying Tanya, the works of Shneur Zalman of Lady, the founder of Chabad. We studied once a week, either at 7:30 before patients or at lunch. Our weekly discussions were at times deeply involved in the text and our striving to understand our God-given individual role. Other times we wandered to wherever the text led us. On other days of the week, I still study the Mishnah Torah of Rambam, the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, laws of Judaism, before starting my office hours. Study with Rabbi Heber is a highlight of the week. I was so excited and happy for him when his children were born, but I was also upset. I missed months of study and he missed months of sleep. Learning with him has been a gift and a valuable food for my growth as a Jew. This type of growth is important for all of us, and Chabad is a marvelous enabler of growth in Jewishness. Our studying serves as an example to our children, friends, and others. We can teach best not by what we say, but what we do. I thank Rabbi Heber for this wonderful honor, and I thank my bride, Carol, for her love and remarkable patience. Thank you.
Mr. Perry Gusikoff is an exceptionally generous and good-hearted person. We met when my wife and I first moved to Yorktown back in 2011. I instantly took a liking to Perry, sensing the warmth behind the busy business owner who runs around like a mashugana managing his many businesses. Currently, Perry owns auto body shops in Yorktown, Poughkeepsie, Fishkill, and Queens, and there's no saying where the guy with the fire burning under him will venture next. Perry piloted an internship program with the Lakeland School District, which enables students to come into the shop, learn, work, and be mentored, all while learning what could possibly become a trade for life. He's a proud supporter of many community organizations, such as ASK, MAD, Relay for Life, and Chabad. I would like to call upon Mr. Perry Gusikoff to receive the Community Service Award.
Rabbi, take this with a grain of salt for right now. Good evening to everyone, and I want to thank all of you for coming this evening. I guess it all started around 6 years ago when Rabbi Heber found out there were a few Jews living in a far-off land called Yorktown. So he and his wife packed their things into their Caprice Classic and headed north. Not knowing any people in the area, he opened up a Jewish directory and looked me up. I didn't know there was this type of directory ever existed, but how else would a rabbi found me? It's not every day people go poking around a body shop looking for fellow Jews. But we did finally meet up together, and it was a very pleasant experience. We spoke for a while, and the rabbi explained to me what his plans are for the forming the Chabad of congregation in Yorktown. Although myself, I am not very religious, but I do like to study about our heritage. He welcomed me to join him at my convenience to study together at any level of religious belief. We got to know each other in the time that we spent together and formed our friendship. He is the type of person that gives everything of himself with asking nothing in return, rabbi or no rabbi. He is devoted in his quest in forming his own congregation here in town and is doing a great job at that. In the past Passover, my family and myself had no plans for the first night of the holiday. I called Rabbi Herber and asked him if there was enough room for us, as if I didn't know already what the answer would be. We were welcomed with open arms. There were about 20 other Yorktown residents at the Seder as well, and we had a very nice night. None of us had known each other, but by the end of the night, we all felt like we had made new friends. In the years that Rabbi and myself had gotten to know each other, we have exchanged many stories, and I think he had a chance to get to know me, and I am very honored to be standing here tonight. Coming out of Queens 8 years ago and opening up my business here in Yorktown gives me a great pleasure in feeling part of the community. I feel like we can and we do make a difference in helping out this great town. I have met an amazing group of people here that all work together in keeping Yorktown what it is. Every time myself or the shop contribute our time or equipment to help others or our cause, we get to see the direct impact of it, which is a great feeling in itself. Maybe this is why I was chosen tonight for this award. I would like to congratulate the honorees Michael Grace and Dr. Glassman, who are personal friends of mine and are honored to be part of something alongside of them. Mr. and Mrs. Schwartz and Robin Pearl, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you. I wrote that here that I did meet you, but I did not. And I look forward to meeting you later on this evening. And now Michael Grace opened up the stage that I have to honor my mom, Mommy, who's in the back. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. I'd now like to pass the mic to my wife Hadassah to introduce the rest of the honorees. Everybody's talking about behind every husband there's a special wife.
Firstly, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming tonight and partnering with us in our work. We feel privileged to have gotten to know so many wonderful people and be a part of this beautiful community. I'd also like to take a moment to thank our very wonderful parents who taught us the values of living a life of meaning by enriching the lives of others. We are trying to live up to your standards and we hope that we make you proud. Our lives are not just measured in years, they are measured in the lives we touch around us. This popular truism was phrased only slightly differently by the 18th century mystic, Rabbi Yisrael Baal Shem Tov, who stated, "The entirety of a given soul's journey upon this earth may very well be for the express purpose of performing a timely favor for one person." It is this perspective on caring and doing for others that formed the basis of the Chabad Global Outreach Movement under the leadership of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. Chabad's programs are all about touching lives. We turn to the Torah for the definition of purpose and meaning, and we try our best to bring the light and warmth of it to the community we feel so honored to be a part of. Together as a community, we can support each other. Each mitzvah we do, whether it involves one's relationship with others or one's relationship with God, makes the world a better, more peaceful place. I would now like to introduce our next honorees, Patty and Gary Schwartz. Gary and Patty are a lovely couple we luckily got to know when we moved to Yorktown. Gary was blessed with a huge understanding heart and a wonderful warm way about him. To know Gary is to love his personality. In his non-judgmental way, Gary easily makes friends with people from all walks of life. He possesses a unique compassion and sensitivity for the human struggle. As his clients all attest, Gary quickly becomes more to them than a guide quickly does more for them than guide them with their financial and retirement planning, investments, and risk management. He becomes a close friend whose visits they look forward to and whose objective and sensitive opinion they can trust. Patty embodies loyalty in its truest form. In her quiet and unassuming way, Patty sticks by those she loves through the good times and the hard. She is the fiber that keeps communities together, always recognizing the strength we have when we stand together and support each other. Patty is a truly gentle soul who sees the best in others, always viewing people with acceptance and tolerance. Patty and Gary, would you please stand up to receive the Friendship Award?
You're not gonna say anything? Okay. Wow. My wife was a little concerned in what I might say, so she wrote out this whole thing. Typed it very small.
Have a nice
Okay, but let me read it. Wait a second. Congratulations to our other honorees, everybody, okay? And thank you, Rabbi and Hadassah. So what is Chabad? Okay, that's enough of that. I'm trumping it, okay? Just talking. You know, I started with Chabad with Hadassah's older brother. Well, one of her older brothers, because she's got many, from down county. And I remember used to come to the office all the time, and like me, was a bigger than life kind of guy, you know, just salesy. And then I met Rabbi when he first moved up here, and was happy that there was going to be a Chabad opening up here, which, and I remember the first year I had High Holy Day services was in this Triangle Shopping Center, in a little store on the corner. It was quite nice. I'm really happy that he was bringing some Judaism. When we moved here 22 years ago, you couldn't get High Holy Days cards in the CVS. There were none. So that's a long time ago. But we love Yorktown. We love the rabbi and his wife. I remember when their first child was born. I gave my wife something to shop for. Dean, did you hear that? I did. Okay. I have a spending habit. It's bad. It's not getting better. But anyway, I really want to thank the rabbi. It's been a joy to be part of Chabad. It's really been a joy to be part of the community. My wife wrote this whole thing out. I hope you're not cheating. Are you embarrassed of me? Yeah. You want me to do it? You're not going to build a wall?
Patty, you have nothing to be embarrassed of. Okay. Robin Pearl is an outstandingly devoted mother to her two beautiful girls. She supports Chabad because she believes in the value of community and of making Judaism an integral part of her children's and community's lives. The Torah is a guiding light for all people, and Robin has truly connected with its depth and relevance. It is due to Robin's generosity that the shul underwent beautiful renovations this past fall. In the book of Proverbs, King Solomon writes of the woman of valor, "Her lamp does not go out at night." This aptly personifies Robin, for at all hours she is dedicatedly caring for the needs of her family and of her many other obligations. The prayer continues, "Strength and dignity are her garb." This again stands so very true. In fact, in honor of her twin girls' bat mitzvah last week, Robin made it possible for two other bat mitzvah girls across the globe, living in a Chabad-run orphanage for children from dysfunctional homes, to have their big day celebrated with due pomp and ceremony. We would like to call upon Robin Pearl to receive the Woman of Valor Award. As the last verse states, give her praise for her accomplishments, and let her deeds laud her at the gates.
Thank you so much for this wonderful honor. It means more than words can really express. This award is especially meaningful given that my daughters, Julia and Elizabeth, just celebrated their Benot Mitzvah. The celebrations of this precious milestone would not have been possible without the extraordinary preparation that my girls received from Chabad of Yorktown. They have benefited not only from an outstanding Jewish education, but also from the personal attention and warm and loving atmosphere that the Hebers provide. We first got to know the Hebers at a Purim party. This joyous celebration made such an impression on Julia and Elizabeth and me that whenever we heard of a Chabad event, we would be sure to participate. Together we have celebrated our rich heritage at Purim parties, Lag Bomer barbecues, Sukkot parties, the annual Hanukkah Wonderland, right up to this coming Sunday's Shavuot party. The growing importance of Chabad in our lives ultimately led me to enroll Julia and Elizabeth as two of the first students in Chabad of Yorktown's Hebrew School. I loved the fact that the lessons were taught by people who had such an obvious love for Judaism and a passion for instilling that love in their students. As an educator myself, I highly value that kind of commitment and hands-on learning. I am very proud to receive this award from an organization that is so committed to instilling in children knowledge of Judaism, pride in their Jewish identities, and love for our beautiful heritage. Thank you again for this wonderful honor.
Well, congratulations to all of the 5 honorees, and I just want to say that in the world of testimonial dinners, you have witnessed tonight what might qualify as a miracle, and that is 5 acceptance speeches that together are shorter than one typical acceptance speech.
Only because the buzzer went off on Mike.
Right, I know.
The one Gentile, what can you do?
And of course, those of you who know me, I'm not one to talk, so anyway. Okay, now we have a really nice moment, as soon as I pull out the sheet of paper, and that is a couple of very dignified and prestigious proclamations. I think a lot of people here tonight who are from Yorktown know that Yorktown is very proud that the state senator, one of the state senators, Terrence Murphy, is a favorite son of Yorktown. Very popular. Right? And we want to acknowledge Senator Murphy's Chief of Staff, Matt Slater, here tonight, and his wife, Kelly. I guess their adorable son, Charlie, is at home, being well taken care of. So, but thanks for being here, Matt and Kelly. And right now, Senator Murphy could not be with us, but to present the proclamation from Senator Murphy is Yorktown Councilman Ed Lochterman.
Thank you, Bruce. When the senator and I were talking, and he found out what the Chabad meant to me, just a quick story, because I know there's a time frame here and I don't want the buzzer to go off on me. There have been a couple of instances that have meant a lot with the Chabad coming into my life, and one was at Hanukkah, being able to light the first candle at the town menorah. And also for the first time, and I noticed you got it into your slideshow, for the first time I had put on the tefillin, which is something that's usually done at a bar mitzvah, but we skipped it. So I think I was the rabbi's oldest bar mitzvah boy. So I am not going to read the full proclamations for you, but I will say that all of these speak about the mitzvah that these people do in the town. Mitzvah is not just a blessing, it's a connection to God, connection to your community, and that's what all of these are for. So, Perry, congratulations on behalf of Senator Murphy. Oh, Perry, I'm sorry.
So we'll get it right every time.
I always miss these photo ops.
Photo. Okay. Smile.
Someone I have the pleasure of working with at least once a week, usually 2 or 3 times, Michael Grace.
Wait. Too dark here. All right.
Guess I was shaking hands with that bourbon in there.
Gary and Patty Schwartz.
One more.
Dr. Glassman.
One more?
And Robin Crow.
Let me take one more.
And we would be remiss without recognizing Chabad Day of Community Commencement, today, June 9th, 2016. So Rabbi, the center would like to recognize you.
One more.
Mazel tov to everyone.
Well, with all these documents being handed out, a guy standing up here could start to feel left out, you know. I'll take a paper napkin at this point. Oh, thank you, Dr. Glassman. I will treasure it forever. Well, seriously, we're very honored tonight to have with us somebody who has been a friend for many years. He's a very good friend of Yorktown. He's a good friend of Somers, and he's really a great friend of Westchester County in general. And we're not going to get into politics tonight, but he's the rare politician, if you want to call him that, who knows how to work. In this day and age, it's really rare to be able to work across the aisle, so to speak. And Mike, I came up with a new name for you because I know you're always out there, all around, handing out. He has really cool proclamations too. I mean, they're all good, but his are a little different. What's that movie, right? Where the guy hands out the proclamations to the Scarecrow, and you know. So I thought I could call you the Kaplowitzer of Oz. Anyhow, please welcome the chairman of the Westchester County Board of Legislators, Mike Kaplowitz. As usual, you're loaded for bear, right?
Wow. These are the real deal.
Bruce, thank you very much. Do not give up your day job, Bruce. Thank you.
I didn't know I had one.
And Yasha Koach, that was very well done. Thank you.
Does the state have more money than
The Wizard of Oz, fear not. Ignore the man behind the flame.
Wow, that was some introduction. Thank you, Bruce.
Right on cue.
Right on cue.
Oh, you got something. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for...
We're waving. Is the fire out?
Yeah.
I've been to a birthday party where they had to call the fire department once, but never at a dinner for sure. It is a real honor to be here, number 5, and I look forward to many more to come. I feel towards all the honorees a certain connection. To Perry, thank you very much for fixing all my cars. Thank you for not totaling a few of them. I do appreciate it very much. Certainly to Mike Grace, I have to confess, when I walked in, and I've seen Mike on a dais at many meetings, I almost fell over when I saw him with the little yarmulke on.
It's a good look.
I figured I'm clearly in the wrong place, or I didn't wake up this morning and this is a really interesting dream that I'm having. That's kind of an inside joke for sure. To Patty and Gary, I'm also a financial planner with you. I hope you have had more luck than I since 2008, and certainly you are big in so many ways, and thank you for your generosity to the community and all. And certainly to Morris, I thought I was at a Purim spiel when I walked in, because we go to the same shul Betar, and Dr. Glassman has a heart of gold. He is just a real wonderful person, and to his wife for sure. Thank you to both of you. And to Robin, we've not had the pleasure, but I share, we don't share. I have 2 daughters, you have 2 daughters. They've never met probably, but we do share having 2 daughters. And your mother and my mother were mothers, so we have a real connection for sure, I guess. But a Woman of Valor award to you. And to the rabbi, I have to say, I met Rabbi Heber, came over to the house one day, and we had a nice little get together. And the next time we met up was a very cold December evening in Somers, a little town, a little east of here, and they were lighting the menorah. And it was the first night, and it was a windy day. It was about, I don't know, 10 degrees and maybe 30 or 40 miles an hour. The story's getting more embellished as the years go on. And we're all standing out, and the rabbi announces that we have a special guest tonight who's going to light the menorah. And everybody, there's a hush. Everybody's a special guest. This is wonderful. Who is this going to be? And he says, it's County Legislator Michael Kaplowitz. Clear the way, clear the way. So I come walking up to the front, and he hands me the, you give me the light, you know, the shamash. Well, the shamash is up there, but I get the candle. And then he gives me a yarmulke, and he gives me a prayer book, and he gives me, I forget what else you gave me. You gave me a couple of other things, and then you said, climb up on the ladder. I said, and the wind is blowing like 30, 40 miles an hour, and I'm up there going, Rabbi, I'm Jewish, I can't do this. You're crazy. You're gonna lose me. So I'm up there, and then at one point I almost fell over and knocked the menorah into the Christmas tree, which would have been disastrous in so many ways, beyond what the rabbi would understand. And I couldn't light the candle, you remember? Because somebody then said, take off the glass! So they picked up the glass, and we lit it, and I didn't fall over, and I sang into the microphone, that's what it was, and I survived. Hence, I'm here this evening, or you wouldn't have another county legislator. On behalf of Westchester County, the good book says, until the county proclaims it shall not be, we have framed proclamations for each of the honorees. I think that even rhymed, a little butterfly and a little bee. So on behalf of Westchester County, and it's a little different because they do come beautifully framed, suitable for hanging in your room, in your shrine room, yes?
My tax dollars, how that work?
You do not get your own day though, because the day will be for Chabad Day itself. But for each and every one of you, we are proud to thank you. We have your biography here, and ladies and gentlemen, in order, we have Robin Pearl. Congratulations to you. She's number 1. We have Supervisor Michael Grace. Mr. Grace, congratulations. Nice job. Always a pleasure. Thank you. Congratulations to Gary and Patty Schwartz. Congratulations. Congratulations to Dr. Morris Glassman. Doctor. This I can't wait to see in Yorktown Auto Body, but I can wait a little while to see it for sure. To Perry, thank you, Perry. Well done. Thank you. And finally, last, not least, it's a real pleasure that the entire legislature and my staff got to know a little bit about Chabad. They still can't pronounce it, but we're working on the guttural. They'll be spitting in any moment now. And you have really, in very short order, touched a lot of people in a very special way. Thank you for what you and Hadassah have done for us. Ladies and gentlemen, forever known, July 9th, the date you wanted. Is there a special reason for July 9th?
It's the Rebbe's yard site.
The Rebbe's yard site. July 9th, 2016, and it'll be on the electronic Jumbotron board outside the county center. So all day long we'll be flashing Yorktown Chabad Day in Westchester County.
Hey, Mike, you know, if you were the first person, if you succeeded in being the first person to crossbreed a menorah and a Christmas tree, that would like qualify you for ecumenical sainthood. Right? We just want to let you know that in 20 minutes, which will be, well, my watch runs fast, so what is it, 9:45?
9:45.
I say at 10 o'clock. The rabbi says 10, and 10 it is. At 10 o'clock, we are going to be having the drawing of all the auction prizes that are over there on that table. But there is still the last chance at this point to purchase tickets. And where would they purchase the tickets now, Hadassah? Oh, okay, Ariel Wyden, okay, has the tickets, so you can still purchase tickets up until 10, and then we'll have the drawing for all the prizes. And until that point, it's time for the Viennese table. I guess it's out already, right? All right. So go.